Hello, Amber.
Hello, Jen, and hello, you, morally gray babes. Whether you're new to dark romance or you've already got like that library full of morally questionable book boyfriends, this glossary will break down the juicy tropes we all live for. We may miss a few because there's so many, but each one has its own brand of chaos, and we're here to help you spot your favorites or kind of steer clear if it ain't your vibe. There's no gatekeeping here, just spicy takes, cheeky commentary, snarky remarks, and book recs to back it all up.
Welcome to Morally Gray Babes. We're your hosts, Jen and Amber, two unapologetic book addicts diving deep into the steamiest reads, hottest book boyfriends, and those spicy moments that make you blush.
Amber here, and we're not just here to talk plot twists and character arcs. We're breaking down everything from our favorite quotes to the spice levels that really bring the heat.
Expect a lot of laughs, a little cussing, and some seriously hot takes. Whether we're gushing over fictional men or dishing out the truth on what books deserve the hype, nothing is off limits.
So buckle up, Buttercup, and get ready for real, raw, and totally unfiltered book talk. Because we're the book besties you didn't know you needed.
All right, I'm going to start with number one, morally gray heroes. And we can insert morally black heroes in this area too.
Oh, yes, darling.
The definition is they're not good, but they're not the worst. They kill, they lie, manipulate, or smirk. Oh, I love a good smirk. Smirk their way into our hearts. Why we love it? They make us question our own ethics while ruining us for real life men. Books we screamed over: Tempt Me by K.A. Tucker, Henry Wolfe. He is a book boyfriend for sure.
He is. And I was trying to remember that my book boyfriend, right? He's morally black. He was the mafia guy. It was set in Boston. It was like the medical doctor. I can't remember it, but when you said morally gray black heroes, he instantly came to mind. I know we did a podcast on him. It's so
Yes.
juicy, and I feel bad for like leaving our listeners hanging. I apologize. But not just like morally black heroes. I like all these tropes actually, but the forced proximity. It's basically two people that just got like stuck together, right? Sometimes it's a snowstorm, a broken down car, a shared hotel room. Maybe they're hiding from the mafia. Like, who knows? So, why we love it, like, cue the slow burn, that awkward tension. I like awkward tension because I feel like I am in the top 10 of the 8 billion people probably on Earth. I don't know how many, 7 billion people on Earth. I'm like in the top 10 of awkwardness, and that awkward tension, love it, especially when other people have it. And there's that only one bed or one horse or something trope that they have to get together, right? So a book that did it right, but may not necessarily be all that dark.
Yeah.
I feel like this one was actually really light and fluffy, but it is
Rom-com, yeah.
a book that did it right, that was a dark romance, because a lot of the ones that I keep thinking about are like fantasy or megaverse. But a dark romance that kind of off the top of my head would be Wolf by Paisley Hope. It is a dark motorcycle club, knife play, primal play,
So good.
motorcycle play.
Check out the episode that we did on this because it's good.
Forced proximity, right? So he kind of like takes her away to his house, his cabin, and kind of keeps her there. So that's to me would be one I would choose to say is forced proximity. But two people stuck together for unknown reasons.
Yeah, the best. The third would be Touch Her and Die, which I have to say, the majority of our books that we read are typically the ones where it's like a touch her and die, I'll burn the world down for you kind of stuff. The hero turns full murder mode when someone even breathes wrong near the heroine. And the reasons why we kind of love it is that feral protectiveness gives us
Love it.
life. And book boyfriend with vibes would be Captivate by E.J. Lawson. The whole pack is ready to go to war for Riley. And we did talk about this on an episode, so go check that out. Touch Her and Die is a really big one, I would say.
Touch Her and Unalive. Yes.
Yeah.
Burn the world down for her.
Yes.
I love it.
You're mine.
Another one is an age gap. I love a good age gap. Age gap is one partner is older, sometimes by a lot. I saw somebody's notes one time about age gaps, and there's like, oh, he's only 10, 12 years older. That's not an age gap. I'm like, well, it is. Like when he's getting like notifications for AARP in the mail and glamour, right? Like, yes, that's an age gap, love. But I love an age gap. Usually it's a male character that's older, but there's a handful of female age gaps that I love as well. There are usually power dynamics involved. Why do we love it? Daddy issues? I mean, maybe.
I don't know.
But we're not here to unpack that.
No.
One spicy example is a book that I am trying to convince Jen to read. Actually,
she doesn't have to convince me that hard, folks. Just FYI.
I actually just sent her this book, and so I'm happy to say it's going to be one of our. It's going to be up on the podcast soon. It's Tempt by Melanie Harlow. This is like a wedding planner who's planning her ex's wedding because she's a wonderful person and really no backbone, but she's this wonderful person and she's kind of over it. She's over him, but she has kind of like a fling with this older gentleman who just happens to be father of the groom. And it's so yummy.
I'm going to start it today.
I read this book 3 years ago, like November 2022 when it came out. So if I misspoke in any way, please let me know. I will reread it, but that's what I remember. And when we were talking about age gap, I was like, Jen, you just got to read this book. You just got to read it. It's Tempt by Melanie Harlow.
And I will be starting it today, so it'll be an episode very soon. The next one that we have for you is found family, and the definition, which Amber is learning about. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes, I was slow on the uptake with this definition. I learned about it before this episode, but
I'm just teasing her right now.
Before it.
I'm just teasing her right now. So the definition of found family is that there's characters and they build a chosen family after trauma or abandonment or betrayal or family woes, and they are making their own family. We love it because it kind of heals our inner child a little bit and gives us some, cuddles, pack cuddles. Swoon-worthy stories. Well, Captivate is one that is an example because Riley's journey to finding love and a place to belong because she has no family, that pack becomes her family.
Oh, I love. Now that I know what found family is, I don't know why.
We love it.
I love it. I mean, I love it whenever you have those bonds and those connections with people that are not blood related. I just love it. So I don't know why I was spazzing on that definition for the.
I mean, all the definitions confuse me. That's one I actually know.
And that's why we're together.
That's right. We fill in each other's gaps.
Let's never say that again.
No, that didn't sound right.
So we're going to keep going. Another trope that I love while Jen gets herself together is a possessive alpha, right? The main guy or guys are growly, territorial, totally obsessed with their person. Why we love it? It's primal, it's hot as hell, as long as the consent is respected. One book that I absolutely love is by an author named Neva Al-Taj. I butchered that, I'm sorry. And I think I stutter because I love her series. She has 2 series. She has Perfectly Imperfect. It's 11 books. All of them are possessive alphas. But the one that I read with Jen was called Beautiful Beast. It's a mafia legacy, Perfectly Imperfect. It's only one book in this series. I feel like she's going to be writing more. It is so yummy how much this man possessed. Like, she's only able to wear his clothes. She's only able to like sleep in his room. Like, there's so many things that he just like controls, and it's definitely a lot of red flags in like
We're not in real life.
I know,
We're
but
in,
it's a lot of red flags. But it's primal. It's hot as hell. As long like we said, the consent is respected. Like, and then if you're looking for something that may be a little bit lighter or more fluff, like almost every Omegaverse book we've read, period, is as possessive alphas, right? So
I mean, that's why we love them.
I know. So I'm like, when we think about this, I'm like, every mafia book that we've read, every
Yes.
Omegaverse, I feel like all have
Motorcycle gang,
motorcycle gangs.
MCs,
Oh, they're all possessive alphas, and
Rally.
I feel like sometimes you don't get that in like fantasy books, but with dark romance, there's always a possessive alpha, and I am here for it.
And then this one, I didn't even know that it was one of my favorites, probably until right now. Secret identity or hidden past. So the definition is one character has a secret that changes sort of everything, or they come and they use a fake name or a fake identity for whatever reason in the book. These are the types of books that I love because it's kind of a mystery finding out what that is. Sometimes if you know something's being hidden, but you don't know what it is yet. Why we love it, the tension, the betrayal, the reveal, like they're all very big and very emotional, and I love them. Clearly, it's something that we love because we tend to read it a lot, apparently. But Wolf Hotel, which is yummy. I'm going to be finishing the last book at some point this month. Also, Noctictadia, which is set in a
I would say it's like a dark medical Harry Potter's Hogwarts vibe.
and they're like in a school
Yeah,
of some kind, and it's like a
a
college.
dark medical Hogwarts.
Dark academia,
Yeah,
which is
my favorite.
basically everything that she loves. And then also our one of our favorite book boyfriends, very high on the list, is Her Saint and His Sinner, two different books by Harmony West. Oh,
Good one.
so good.
Yeah. So the next trope in a dark romance is kind of leaning towards that side of like the Megaverse land. And it has to do with like fated mates, scent match, nodding, heat, ruts, all those things. Like just welcome to a Megaverse, like where biology turns things all the way up. And a Megaverses, I will say this, some of them, just like in any book genre, can be really light and fluffy and kind of like rom-commy. I feel like a Hallmark book, right? A spicy Hallmark book, like on Cinemax, because of all the spices, all the holes that have
Yeah,
to be filled.
it's
Can't
warped
believe
my spice-o-meter. So
it. And then you also can have the dark Omega verses out there, and those are the ones that we're kind of talking about, right? We love it because it's spicy, it's messy. It's not for everyone, the dark romance, because it always has that danger in like element to it, that mystery, that real big tension. There's emotional turmoil, like there
trauma.
may be some trauma involved, there may be some torture involved, like you don't know, you don't
Maybe
know what's happening.
torture.
There may be some torture. Just check your triggers. We've done a few dark Omega verses. We've read a lot of them. We haven't really shared a lot on the podcast, but we will be soon. I feel like it's really hard for us to figure out which ones we want to read. We read 2 to 3 books a week. And so it's hard for us to figure out which books to put on the podcast. And we both want to make sure it's a 4-star,
Yeah, we will not. We'll do some threes, but for the most part,
yeah.
yeah, never twos or
We
ones
want
on our
you
ratings.
to love the book as much as we do. And so we want to share those. So one that comes to mind is Not My Sin by, I think it's Jen Bullard. It has a lot of dark elements into this book. There's this Omega. She is being auctioned.
Against her will,
Thank you very much. I was going to say not, not that
not wanting to do it, like we're talking about a sex
yeah.
club or something.
It's not planned. She's not getting anything out of this. So she has been traumatized, she has been tortured, and she has been abused. So she's being auctioned off, and then her pack comes to rescue her. But it's still a lot of dark elements because the pack is kind of don't really want her, and then a lot of emotional drama. And so when you go into that Omegaverse, right? And I know this is the dark romance talk, but we do see nodding heat, ruts, faded mates, scented matches. But whenever you go into the Megaverse, there's the spectrum, right? There's light and fluffy, like with a lot of Airy Wright's Most Valuable Pack series, or you can get something dark, which is like not My Sen by Jim Bullard, which I still like the book. It was just really hard to read.
It was very, very hard to read, but then it was really good finishing
Yeah,
it.
we had to finish the moment. We had to see her rise up and get her happily ever after. And that's one thing I love about reading with Jen is that every book that we read together, it's always going to have a happily ever after.
We will never talk about a book if it doesn't have the book will be thrown across the room and I will never talk about it. So that's
Exactly. The
not my
person who picks that book will have no veto powers for the next 10 books.
correct. Correct. And then the final one that we have for you today is the redemption arc. And I feel like the majority of the dark romance that we read, all the MCs and the mafia, his saint, her sinner, all of those books are really examples of those. The definition is he's done really bad things, maybe extraordinarily bad, like unaliving, but now he's groveling and he's healing and he is obsessed with her and he has that soft, squishy place for her, and somehow she can forgive him. Her saint and his sinner, I think, is one of the best. I mean, he's killing people around her, he's stalking her basically, and they fall in love. Like, it's not at all real life. It's just, but it's kind of a redemption arc. And we're not talking about the rom-com redemption arcs where they got in a big fight and he broke up with her and then she takes him back. That is not what we're talking about here.
No,
at all.
no.
Because we don't like those.
Her saint, all I can remember in that book, well, I can remember a lot of that book, but what I remember most is when you were talking about like he stalks her, is that she needs to use his phone, and then she's like, "What's the passcode?" And he tells her, and she's like, "Oh, that's my birthday." He's like, "Oh, weird." And then he like smirks, and I'm like, "Oh, that's so good!" Like so good, creepy in real life.
Very
Huge
red flag in real life.
Red flag.
Yummy in books.
Love it for her, would hate it for me.
Correct.
So cute. I loved it. So anyway.
So do we maybe miss one of your favorite tropes? Please let us know on Instagram at Morally Gray Babe or in the comments on the blog, because this list is just getting started. It's going to be growing.
And if you're new here, like go take our spicy book boyfriend quiz and find your next obsession. You're welcome.
Thanks for tuning in, babes. If you loved hanging out with us today, please don't forget to check the show notes for all of the juicy details and all those links.
And of course, follow us for more spicy reads, hot takes, and unfiltered fun. Until next time, stay morally gray.
Bye.